It is Q&A day here at Thoroughbred Diesel. So happy Thursday to you. I have to keep in mind all the time that not only are we live, that this also is watched, after the fact too. So I got to do a couple of things today on the show. Adam has got me on a script, so I'm going to try not to script the script today. I'm going to stay on the script, whatever's on it. I'm going to say it.
Tell them what the script is. It's not a script. It is bullet points with like the bare minimum of like talking. Like
he puts
today is Thursday.
Yeah, he puts on here, stuff that's relevant to the diesel industry, stuff that's relevant to sports, stuff that's relevant to drinking beer, whatever we need. Adam puts on here. Sometimes I go by it, sometimes I don't. But today I want to do it. So I got two things I want to send a shout out. Number one, I want to send a shout out to a long lost friend of mine, Chris Alford, guy that I went to college with one of my fraternity brothers. I just got the phone with him. I hadn't talked to him in a long time, and it was damn good to talk to him. A guy I looked up to in college. And Kelly Mechanical, there's going to be a shout out today. So these guys, Kelly Mechanical, they're out of Lexington, Kentucky. They came out and quoted geothermal to me. Guy gave me a hat. I'm a big proponent of somebody giving you a hat. Plus, I got a bush of gray hair on my damn head. So I'm not going to go with that anymore. I'm going to wear my Kelly Mechanical hat, rocking Thoroughbred Diesel. Today is Q&A day. Awesome. All right, Austin Gifford, he says, how do you manage to ship items so fast is my only question. Hey, talk just a little bit about that. Shipping right now is an absolute train wreck. We are traditionally probably 90% shipment with UPS. UPS has really been doing good. I know that supply chain wise, not to get off the
this is a good thing to talk about.
Supply chain wise, I know that UPS has done an exceptional job, and I'm going to bang around on USPS here for just a little bit. Postal Service has not been doing a very good job. They are overwhelmed in most all of the hubs that we deal with. We are trying to pull most of our shipments away from USPS right now until they get brought back in. We don't ship a lot with USPS right now. Some smaller items, TS chips, things like that we do, but we're trying to pull that back. So you guys just be patient. Everybody is busy right now. So that's definitely something to watch out for. So
supply chains have been an issue.
Supply chains been an issue for sure.
There's a lot of back order stuff right now.
Yep.
So if you need something by a specific time, please call us.
Yeah. If you need it expedited, let us know. We can't even guarantee expedited anymore, but we will work to try to get it
if you order something after hours and it's at 9, call the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you want to go ahead and order, please go ahead and order.
Yeah.
But call us in the morning because you're going to be queued up and they're going to have to go through and check stuff, and they will eventually reach out to you. But if you got to have it, just get in touch with us.
Absolutely.
Let's get in that way.
Absolutely. It's just something. Don't be stranded in the driveway and order it on ground thinking, hey, I'll get here because they're in Kentucky, I'm in Tennessee. You need to be proactive on that, so it doesn't wind up reactive on you. All right, Terry Taylor. Why does my 6.0 smoke white at idle in all tunes except performance tune? It's got a SCT X4 tuner. Terry, could be a lot of different things going on there. I mean, that's kind of a broad question. If the SCT X4 has got custom tuning on it, it could be something in tuning. It could be, you could have something going on in the motor. You could be over fueling. It could be lots and lots of different things. So, with that, the one thing I'm going to tell you to look for so you don't have a hard failure on the vehicle is you want to make sure that the truck is not using oil. As long as it's not consuming oil or something of that nature, then start fighting it from the different systems that it could be related to, man. Just a really, really broad question. Third Gen's 5.9 Cummins. My question is, have you ever seen the wastegate door or flapper itself stay open a bit to lose boost? Alan, I have. That's usually something that you're going to wind up happening in mechanical wastegated trucks, so 03, 04. If you have an 04.5 truck and you think that you're losing boost, you really need to dive into that, as this could be something that is fueling related. We hear all the time in the light duty diesel sector, somebody will come up and say, hey, I'm having a turbo problem, I'm losing boost, I think it's turbo. You have to understand that turbo, a lot goes into driving a turbo, not to draw out the answer here. So Look at your other operating systems on the truck. Are you having a fueling issue? Is your lift pump pressure correct? Is the truck coding for anything wastegate? If it's an 04.5 to 07 truck, is it coding for anything on wastegate? So that's definitely something to look for you. But don't don't take it as it's just 100%. You're losing boost. If wastegate was stuck open, truck would black smoke as well. Of course, it'll black smoke if it's overfueling too. So a lot goes into it, man. What's going on there, Hot Shot Secret? I see you out there with the Giffies. Kyle Fisher, hello, Kyle. How are you? 06 on yours, Alan. Okay, so that tells us, are we having any codes for electronic anything on the wastegate? It's been starting hard since that issue started happening, but thank you for the response. Terry, you're going to want to look at probably how long does it keep on? Does it continue to white smoke after it warms up? If the white smoke clears up, then look at possibly into your glow plug set, your glow plug conditions. You could have oiling issues still as well. So, no problem, Alan. All right, so we're going to get into the bullet points now. And welcome everyone, and reminding the show is viewer driven, so please ask us some diesel related questions. You guys have been doing great at that. All right, we just worked on. We've kind of been doing a series of Banks videos. We have the pedal monsters in here, that Banks have sent to us. We've got them in almost all 3 different configurations. You can get the pedal monster in. You can get the pedal monster standalone, and they have an app for that with iPhone and Android phones. Then you can get it to couple with your Derringer, or you can get it to couple with iDash standalone as well. So we just finished up our pedal monster that couples with a Derringer. That video should be out very, very soon. I think we're a little bit backlogged on videos right now.
Yeah, we are. I think there's several on the camera. Tell them where they can watch our videos.
You can watch our videos at YouTube. If you go to YouTube and you just search for Thoroughbred Diesel, our channel will come up, and there's plenty of content there for you. You will be sunk at that point. So, SEC football schedule. So everybody knows SEC decided to play a 10-game schedule this year, and we're going to play only in conference. I think this is an absolutely beautiful thing. And we got to pick, I don't know what the drawing system was, but they chose us 2 more games outside of our normal Eastern schedule, and then our normal SEC West Conference opponent. Our normal SEC West Conference opponent is Mississippi State, and we drew Ole Miss and Alabama this year. So just like Adam said, now we can start the chance of we want Bama. So we got to get this football season. Big Ten, I don't know what you all are doing. I understand a lot of stuff goes on. Indiana's part of the Big Ten. That's a big problem for you guys. No, that's a terrible shot at Indiana. But anyway, anyway it goes. We got to play football. We got to play the football. We can't play football in the spring and then turn around and make them play fall football in 2021. Nobody can do that. Rookie mistake. Chris Thorne's calling me. Chris, if you're watching right now, which you're not, that's why you're calling me. I will call you back after the show. We're making that mistake a lot.
Yeah, or Chris, you can get on here and ask
get on here and ask a question. No problem. He's exactly right. But yes, damn right. We want Bama in T-Town coming to get you. Let's go. All right, sales we want to talk about too. Fast sale has been extended. PRXB exhaust brakes are 20% off. The GDP 6 position chip is $140. That's a steal on that too. We got 12% up to 12% off on some Deviant race parts. It's not across the whole line, but it is some of their parts for sure.
It's the vast majority.
It is the vast majority of them. So there we go. All right, so we're back in it now. All right. What you Sebastian Math a Vermeer hay roller do? What would I suggest a man with a Vermeer hay roller do? Boo, that's a great question. I've got to be really, I've got to tiptoe around this question because the man that sold me my Vermeer hay roller may watch this, but at this moment right now, I am not a fan of Vermeer hay rollers. I can tell you that with 100% certainty. That's all I got. Alexander Babyak. Sorry, sir. 2012 6.7 Cummins, 5-inch exhaust, fast 165, easy link, cold air intake. At what point do I need to do injectors and CP3? Also, what is a good towing compound? It just depends on what your horsepower number is. I feel like we always give that answer, man. If you're wanting to do towing compounds just to be able to keep keep great spooling, but if you're shooting for a big number, if you're shooting for an 8, 900, 1,000 horsepower. What are you looking for there? So that tells us a whole lot what you're going to be able to do with the injector. So let's say, several companies do towing compounds for these trucks, which would be, an S400 frame charger over a 62, 64 charger with the right fueling setup and the right tuning setup. That's going to put you somewhere in the 800 horsepower range, just depending on what size injector you go with. I think easily you would be able to hit that number with. I always like to overfuel as far as the CP3 pump goes and give yourself plenty enough room to grow. So I'm going to tell you to throw a 12 mil CP3 at it, and then you can start out on a lighter injector, because a lot can be done inside of your tuning to be able to get you to those kinds of numbers. So I know that's a very broad question, Alexander, but really the best thing to give you to take away from that is, in your search for that, I'm going to tell you to start big on your CP3 pump, and that just gives you plenty of room to grow. I was always a big guy that want to sell you twin CP3 pumps, because that gives you pretty much unlimited room to grow. But it's amazing what these companies are doing with these stroke CP3s now, 10 and 12 mil pumps, and make just big horsepower numbers. Nick Trodden says BD Protect 68 is worth it to help the trans in the 12-3500. Nick, BD has done a lot to be able to try to work out some of the bugs inside of the 68s. I know the deflection, or the mid plate that they're doing, they've got an update on that, and that's doing really good. Working inside of the electronic performance boxes that they offer to try to control line pressures in those transmissions are really nice. They have BD, and I apologize, I don't remember the name of it. BD has a little diode, for lack of a better word, that goes in line on the 68s that just raises the line pressure, I think 25, 35 psi. We have a truck right now out in the field that we put this thing on. Gosh, I don't know, it was a long time ago. It was JC, or not JC, I can't think of the man's name. The truck's got 500,000 miles on it now. I never had a transmission problem, and it was just like tuning. L5P Performance DPF, when will they come? Jeff, that's a really good question. I have not seen the L5P DPF yet, and that's awful, because we did a Derringer on one not long ago. Should have taken a look at it. Would like to see them become more serviceable to get them out from underneath the trucks. LMM guys know, horrible to get the DPF out from underneath those for servicing. So hopefully that they have made that a little bit more modular to where you can get it out and be able to service it easier. And I think more people will do that. Jeff, I think that you're going to see that become the new norm in the next 5 years. I think it's something that people are really going to concentrate on. I just realized something. Colton Conklin, should people be as worried about the new CP42 failures on the new Cummins as some of the others in the past? Colton, from what we're hearing, we're already hearing of CP4 failures on those trucks. I know 2 companies right now that are very close to CP3 upgrades for them, and I think both of the companies are going to be offering them as no tuning required, and they're going to work with full emissions intact from what I've been told, so be looking for that. 09 Cummins with a G56 dual disc clutch, 6-inch lift, upgraded CP3 high flow AFE fuel system, propane injection as well, milled heads, ARP head studs. My question is, what size injector would give me the best low end performance?
Last time you heard somebody that had propane injection?
It's been a while.
I haven't heard that in a while.
It's been a while. Light injectors. Several companies right now are doing a towing injector, which is, we'll throw a horsepower number at it instead of a percentage. We'll say 50 horsepower injectors. A lot of companies are really concentrating on that. That is giving you a performance and balance injector, because so much is being able to be done inside of your tuning to produce horsepower and to produce efficiency, that you don't have to necessarily throw 150 horsepower sticks at a truck to be able to make X number of horsepower. A light injector can do that. A lot of companies are actually focusing on that. You'll see outbreaks inside of these companies that a company will offer you injectors from 25 to 150 horsepower, but then they've got a injector that's broke out from that's named the Efficiency King or something like that, which is one that's going to be a very balanced match set ready to go inside of your truck. and just going to be quieter, make good power, and a good injector for your vehicle. So that's what I want to tell you to look at. Pick your brand that you like, and we can help you with that. Talking through the brand that you choose and let you know what they offer and what they do inside of their manufacturing process for the fuel side of that. The upgraded CP4s on the new Cummins seem to be having as many problems. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, Colton. Yeah, yes, we are seeing failures on those out in the field for sure, and quite a few of them at that from what we've seen. But it's 2019 truck, so there's not tons of them.
You need me to do something?
Nah, man, I lost a tool I brought in here. I don't know why in the heck I was thinking about that. No. Giveaway Power Shot today. Power Shot, and I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but we private label our own fuel additive here at Thoroughbred Diesel. We're going to give it away to somebody today. In fact, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give 2 bottles away. So 2 bottles of Power Shot being given away today. Just send us a message on the Facebook page and pick a number between 1 and what, Adam?
Oh, God. 100.
1 and 100. Give us your answer. Send us a private Facebook message, and we'll get 2. We'll get 1 on the high side of the number and 1 on the low side of the number, closest to the number, and that's the way we'll give them away. How about that?
You know how many messages I'm going to have to answer tonight? But you know what? I feel like I'm due for something like that because I set you up so many times. That's okay.
Sorry, man. Look, it's
autograph.
Ronald Omark said 73, and Philip Kwadraki said 23. That's, I think, what do you think, Gary? Is that close? That's not the number. Okay, he's not going to do it. Okay, all right. Okay.
That's okay, because now I'm going to do the Wade McGinnis headshots and send out autographed copies of pictures of Wade, because I think people would want that too.
Brian Abbott said, is the number 6 injector on 3rd Gen Cummins different? No, they're not different. As far as different injectors per the banks, you're going to have the different one in the AE injector for the 7.3 trucks, and that's just a injector to help quiet down the motor's overall operation. That's the only one that's going to be different for its positioning. There's some of this early 6.7s had different part numbers on the injectors between their position and the cylinders, but you're good to go there, man. Nope, same thing. It's all 505 Bosch injector 0986 435 505. I think everybody is putting their number on here. That's all right, man.
We did that one other time, and I remember that now when we did the contest. And they're like, we can't see any questions because of numbers. But that's all right.
I don't know of anything else going on out right now industry-wise either. I know
pretty quiet this week.
It has been pretty quiet this week. We talked about going down to Rocky Top. We are attending Shides as of right now. I'll talk on this. If they have the event, we're going to be there. That's about as far as we can go. I don't know if Indiana's a hot spot right now. That's not why I was picking on Indiana. I was just picking on Indiana football. So if they have the event, we are going to be there. And Jake Hansen, how about a 2016 G56 Cummins, and I had a South Bend dual disc clutch and sounds a lot louder like an old school manual, and my work truck is G56 but stock clutch and isn't as loud as this is normal. Jake, when you switch over to a dual disc clutch, you get 2 things that are going to add to the sound. They're number 1, the separator plate inside of the clutch. Inside the clutch system. So there's a separator plate. You have 2 dual disc clutch. You have 2 clutch discs. There's a separator plate between those 2 clutch discs that gives you a surface for the friction sides of the disc to adhere to inside of the clutch's operation. All right, that disc is metal, obviously, and it is not embedded, but it is fitted into the flywheel. So what you hear with a dual disc clutch is the separator plate chattering, but there's a part of that too that has to do with the G56 transmission itself. G56 transmission itself is just a bullhorn for sound because of the casing. So what we do is we take the automatic transmission fluid out of it. It has ATF in it. We drain that, and we go with a Pennzoil synchro mesh and add an extra quart to it, or the Dello standard shift transmission fluid. We use an extra quart in that. That contains the gear rollover noise. That really, really dulls the gear rollover noise down. So that's going to really, really help you with that. The dual disc clutch inside of those trucks is dampened. The stock one is dampened, or I'm sorry. The stock clutch inside of these trucks is dampened. It's a dual mass flywheel, and it is designed to absorb the sound of the transmission in these trucks and to absorb some of the engine sound. When you go to a dual disc clutch, you're getting a single mass flywheel. That's going to resonate sound. It's going to resonate sound from the engine. It's going to resonate sound from the transmission. Then you have the separate as part of that. Separator play is part of that too. So you're getting sound. But if you want to make power with these trucks, this is the clutch that you have to have. That's the trade-off. So Brian Abbott said Indiana is not a hot spot anymore. We're all good there. Awesome. Then we're coming to see you, Brian. We're excited about it too. JJ Brown, JJ, you're going to be our last question for the day, man. Got an LB7 Duramax. We did compression test and took the head off 100 psi cylinder 8. Cylinder wall is not scratched. Assuming the piston rings are washed out and piston didn't look cracked. Low mile engine. The blown head gasket was the cause. Bought it this way. Is it okay to just rebuild this cylinder only with new stock OEM pistons and rings? JJ, that's not, man, that is not, that's not, I'm going to go to what Schaumbert said. That's exactly right. If your clutch, I'm going to go back to Jake's question because Schaumbert brings up a good point. If you put this clutch in your truck and it sounded one way from the beginning and it has got progressively louder over time, it could be a mechanical failure inside the clutch. The isolator buttons on that, if it's a south bend, you could have one of those come off and it could be rattling against the flywheel. So there's the answer on that. But I didn't get that from your explanation. So JJ, I'm not going to suggest for you to just ring one cylinder. The motor really needs to come out and it's going to need to be checked. It's going to need to be that cylinder itself. I can't suggest to you to just hone it and then slap a new piston and ring it and go forward from there. With all that you're going to have to do to get that one piston out, if you're in the truck and you've already taken the cylinder heads off of this, you already know 90% of the job right there. If you're already that far in it, if you don't pull the motor out and go through it, I think that would be a mistake. From my experience, that would be a mistake. If you're looking to keep this truck and you're going to put it on the road and try to keep it out there on the road, I would go ahead and pull the motor. You're going to have to anyway to get that piston out. You might as well go on and check it all out, man. So, all right, that's it. That's all we got. So next week we will be back, and then the week after that we are at Shide, and we will not be back. So our next week's show is going to be the last one for August, and then we will see you all in September. And thank everybody for the questions. Thank you all for watching, and thank you all for being with us. And shout out to Kelly Mechanical for the hat. We appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching.